Now, what about this? So you think, divorce rate's 50%. I don't
Well,
know what the statistics have been over that span, but if divorce rate is staying steady at 50%, it can't make it any easier for kids to participate in sports from the parents just saying we're done doing it and we're not going to. I think there is a level of that. I don't think it's as. I think there are more kids that say that they don't want to play anymore than parents pulling their kids out of it. But I'd be willing to bet that there are a lot of parents, know some, that try to detour their kids away from the big time sport commitment because they don't want to give up their personal life. I think that happens a lot.
it does, and I've seen it. Like, what kids missing practice? Like, what's going on? He's with his dad this week.
Yeah.
You know, mom gets him to practice. He's with his dad this week. That's a common occurrence, unfortunately, and it does happen.
Yeah. So I'm sure that has, like I said, I don't think that is one that majorly contributes, but I do think that it plays a major role whenever parents from both sides just say, I don't have the time to always get them there. So we start steering them away from being there and stop playing. Just like a financial commitment from it as well. I could see that being a major deterrent as well.
Mm-hmm.
People always say that that's nothing but a money grab. It can be. There are a lot of places where I think it is a money. I'm not sure exactly what they think the money grab portion of travel sports is, but the money grab is no different than every parent scrolling in their feed and sees a clothing line of baseball lifestyle, and then you walk into Academy Sports to go buy whatever it may be, and you're bombarded by ice cream hoodies and ice cream shorts and donuts and pencil colored, and because that's the trend that all the kids are wearing with the baseball lifestyle clothing. The brand is huge. It's great branding. They did a magnificent job. It's right in your face when you walk into like Academy or Dick's Sporting Goods or any place like that.
Right.
It costs. I think that is a major deterrent too as kids get older. If financial issues are a thing, starts to. I think the travel sports money grab isn't just from the organization aspect. I think it's from the cost of equipment, fees, travel. Fortunate because we don't actually travel. We're home. We went to Florida for soccer, but this is not a common occurrence. That was a special trip. The older team went, they won, which was awesome. But from the baseball standpoint, we sleep in our bed every night. We might make a trip to Gulfport, an hour and 45 minutes away.
Right.
No, it's that's all it is. And some people spend the night. Some people actually drive back home. It's close enough, but that's our travel. We're going to go to a World Series in Tennessee and Pigeon Forge at the beginning of the summer. Something that was voted on by the parents. We know the cost up front. We can do fundraising if we want. We cover all, or we could just pay out of pocket and do what we want with it.
Right.
But everybody who gets involved understands that those are costs that will incur whenever you do join.
Well, going along the same line, it's if that organization is transparent.
Yeah, I mean that's
very
the
transparent.
Hopes.
You know,
and that's the hopes.
Because if not, there's always that misconception that we're paying these coaches. These coaches are getting paid, and they're taking some of this money and they're putting it in their own pocket. That's some of the misconceptions as well. But when you put it out there, like, this is why we need this much money, and you broke it down already. As long as they know that in advance, but the costs do, tournament fees and
just everything. I mean, the gate fees alone to go play in a local tournament over here, it's $14 a day to get through the gate.
Then you have the not only the tournament fees, but you also have the ump fees, don't you?
Yeah, we pay at the plate, whatever, $40. Mm-hmm. Each team pays one umpire $40 or $50, whatever it is.
Yeah,
it used to be 30.
We got the ref fees. Yeah,
yeah. So that's bring your own baseballs to some of them. So that's another cost right there. You got to have baseballs to bring to a tournament. Some of them provide. It's a nice 2D perfect game.
Wow,
they provide the baseballs. But if not, that's still one of those little costs that you don't think that just kind of add up.
I'm going to end the stat thing right here.
Okay.
On why kids quit. They've always quit. They've quit in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. It's the reasons why they quit. The difference from the 80s to today. I think in the 80s, it was just different interests, social lives, and just other hobbies. They also had shorter seasons, and they didn't have travel ball,
Makes sense.
right? And they could go to multiple sports if they wanted to. Today,
The calendar was very set up for that because we played in a rec ball era, so it was
Correct.
nothing overlapped.
That's
Nothing
right.
overlapped. Yep, makes sense.
Today, it's more burnout, the cost. We've been talking about that. Pressure, not just from the kids around them, but also from adults, and just year-round competition. And that's what's going on today. And I think those are some of the reasons why they want to quit. You know, we like to say as parents, don't let them quit, because being on a team, it builds that strength, it builds that camaraderie, it also builds the ability to overcome situations.
Character.
Right? Builds that character. But sometimes, you run into these things. You run into, I mean, we're doing well, so the costs really don't affect us. But you get a mom that now is divorced.
Yep.
And dad's like, no, I just pay his clothes and some food for him to eat when he's at your house. She can't take care of that. And the kid's a phenomenal athlete.
Good thing is there are some good people in this world that will find those kids and say, we got your fees, bud.
Mm-hmm.
I know a couple coaches that have paid out of their pocket for a kid who, not because he was a phenomenal athlete, because he was because he was a phenomenal little kid and he didn't deserve the right to have that taken away from him because he didn't choose the situation that his parents put him
and the
in.
kid just wanted it and was motivated. It may not have been that good, but he was just a worker.
Yeah, it was a kid you wanted around, deserved the right to be there.
And you saw the potential.
Well, it's always interesting debate whenever we start talking about, or not even debate, really just an interesting conversation when you start trying to put into terms of when it's okay to quit something, why people do quit. And I think even giving Ray a hard time about the gym, where people will pay a membership for the gym and just not show up. And that's a common occurrence. So whenever kids want to walk away from a sport, I think there's a lot of things in our adult lives and a lot of people that we know that can't fully commit to stuff. We want to hold our kids to a high standard because we don't want them to walk away. Sometimes we don't do enough reflection and realize how many things we walk away from that was a challenge or may not have been the most fun, but it's easier for us to just say, no, I don't want to do that anymore. That pressure that we put on them can be good. It can backfire as well if we don't have some real reflection on what we do as a parent. Are we encouraging them to do it, or are we ridiculing them if they don't do it? And it's a fine line to keep encouragement going whenever it comes to youth sports as well as their education, anything that goes along with it. But we didn't solve the issue of it, but nonetheless, just some different scenarios and situations that have played out for Ray and I, some personal, some observational, and it's not going to change. We're always going to battle the whole side of, is it okay to quit? Is it not okay to quit? Ultimately, I think that if you can stick it out, you'll be better off as long as that situation dictates sticking it out. So drop us a comment below if you have any personal experience with it, whether it be a team sport, individual sport, or whatever it may be. Follow us on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Amazon, anywhere that you get your podcast. Hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, we'll see you on
New Dad Order.